Hi everyone, this is Diane. Today is Saturday, so technically I'm still on vacation, but my vacation, of course, didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. That happens when you do a stay-at-home vacation. It always happens to me, but I'm not going to complain about it here. There were things that went on that we couldn't help, and I was needed. So I gradually, like the other night, I came in here and put 2 journal covers together before I went to bed. And then last night, before I went to bed, I cut pages for this one. So now I'm full on in here working on this journal. I'm going to spend a couple hours in here today doing this. So this is one of the covers I put together. It's the big one that will be in a domestic arts style. And it's the spirit of Christmas. And I put this really pretty fabric on the spine. It is a Christmas fabric, I believe. It has mistletoe on it. And I put some yo-yos on it and some fringe. And that's all I've done so far. Oh, I did the inside too. So I'm going to set this aside because we're not working on that yet. I just wanted to get 2 covers put together. And this was the other cover I did. Raggedy Ann's Merriest Christmas. And it does have teal predominantly in the background here. So teal isn't normally a Christmas color, but that's what we're going with for a little bit. It won't all be teal, but I'm going to use some accents of teal. For instance, this is a mistletoe fabric too. I wonder if it was part of the same line of fabric. I think I got these in a Happy Mail. But the green here has enough of a bluish tint that it goes really nicely with this teal. And I added the red rickrack. And then the back of it was not good. It wasn't pretty to look at, so I found this color that matches this, a paper, and covered it. So I left this end paper, and for this end paper, because I had folded the paper around, I needed to cover it. So I found this paper with also that tealy blue color with a Christmas tree, cut it down, and put a glassine bag over it so you can still faintly see. It's kind of a more opaque glassine bag than normal, but you can still see the tree in there. I'll have to put a little trim here to cover that raw edge. And I cut my pages. So I'm going to set this aside. I don't need that today. And I've done a little bit on the pages so far. I put some lace on the edge of the first signature page. And then I also stenciled on just one page and stamped. And then near the center of the signature, I put, well, it is the center of the signature, I put this Santa Claus printed bias tape around the edge and sewed it and added another little piece of lace with some silver running through it. So I did the same things on these pages, and I need to, oh, I don't need to stencil that one. I need to, no, they're both double-sided. Okay. Well, I don't know how much, I know I do have some more pages that need to be stenciled. So I wanted to use this kind of a tealish blue pom-pom trim. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of the first signature page, and one on the first signature and one on the third, and then the middle one I'm putting cream, and I'm only using 2 palms on it because I wanted it to go in between the blue ones, so it will stack like that. So let's just go ahead and glue them right now. I just filled my glue bottles too. Last night while I was cutting the pages, I also took the book pages from this book. They're the Wonder Books, and those pages are more brittle than the Little Golden Books. So I cut them apart and trimmed off the edges, trimmed them down to the size I wanted, and then used copy dyed papers to make strips and hinge them back together again. like that. So it does cover up some of the words. I could have made the hinge narrower, but I made it 1 1/4 inches. There's that one. It feels really thick. I did not buy any Christmas paper this year, and I haven't printed any Christmas digitals. I don't think I did for the Scandinavian one. I don't even remember now. I'm pretty sure I didn't print any pages. No, I didn't print any pages, and I don't think I printed any ephemera. So I already had some pages left over, digital, and I know I have ephemera left over. And I had some scrapbook paper, and I really didn't want to buy another pad. I just wanted to use what I have. And so far I have found pieces that work with the journals that I'm making. I have so much real stuff that I don't need to print ephemera for the most part. I still have quite a bit left over from other projects in previous years, journal cards and whatnot, but I'm not even that concerned about trying to use them this year. I want to use the stuff I've been collecting. Let me just show you an example of that stuff that I pulled over here. I had those scrapbooks that I got at the flea market this year over the summer, and they had all the children's cards, and then there were pieces of gift wrap glued to the pages too. So I've been kind of using my heat gun to try to remove pieces, and I still have these pages to work on. And some of them are more successful. I really want to get this off. But see, this is plain on the back. There's nothing on the back, so I can just cut those out without trying to... Look at that. That's adorable. And I think these would be really cute in the Raggedy Ann journal. And these, with Santa in his workshop. Well, that's an elf, I think. But they're just cute. There's a tear there, though. His hat is gone. But there's this on the back. So, and also there were a lot of the little seals and gift tags that you write to and from on. So I got a lot of those off. So this little packet has the seals that I was able to remove without damage to them. So hopefully I can find some of these that will go nicely with the Raggedy Ann journal. I mean, I could use any of them I want to, really. That's quite a pile of them. It was a lot of work to get them off, but I'm glad I did it. And then these are the gift tags. I think I want to use this with the cotton beard because the cover has Santa Claus on it. But there are lots of different ones, and some of them have the little seals attached because the mother used the seals to attach these pieces to the scrapbook page. So there's lots of fun pieces in there that I can make ephemera with. And these are ones that I just got at the flea market. These are more gift tags. They're not as old as those because they're all from the 40s. But these are vintage, just not as old. And I've got these little snowflake sequined in Christmas colors. Some postage stamps. And I think these are little digital pieces and paper clips. Oh, and this pack of... It says gummed stars, but someone put that sticker on top to indicate that it was full of Christmas seals, more Christmas seals, and I didn't have to try to peel these off of anything. So I've got lots to work with. And then these are a couple of the pieces of the gift wrap that was glued to the pages, scrapbook, that I like for this journal and this little card. So I have a bunch of stuff to use. All right, so now I need to think of what I want on the front cover. I want to put a pocket, but I don't know what I will make it out of. I chose 3 vintage greeting cards. There they are. This one has the deer. It kind of matches the little white deer that I took off the gift wrap. So these will go either in the journal or like tucked in a pocket or sewn into a signature. I like sewing them into a signature. Oh, that's a short page there. This one's not bad. It's just one of the books that I took apart, just the person had put glue in the corners, and that made it so much easier. But these were glued all over, so I will cover those. Okay, now, do I have something in here that would be a good pocket for the front? I went through my box of Raggedy Ann supplies, and I did find 2 with a wintry scene. So she would have worked if I didn't put the pom-poms on, so she might be a pocket on the back. But that would work as a pocket. And I also selected, I think I selected 3 postcards to go in here. Vintage ones. Oh, and this was cut from an Ideals book cover. Somebody sent me the book cover with the Raggedy Ann. And I just decided I really chose a small portion of that book cover. I think that would be a good pocket on the first page. Oh, okay, I could make pockets out of these. These are vintage magazine images. This one says, "It's 3 in the morning and the children's presents aren't wrapped yet. Do we dare stop for coffee, Ed?" And this one is this excited little boy at 5 a.m. "Where's everybody? It must be 9 o'clock. "No, go back to bed." This one is sweet. That kind of looks like Marcella in her younger days, because she's a little girl, but she's not that little in the stories. And I have, oh, I had an extra card. I want to use this one. I like that one. Okay, so I have this that was cut from a book. Got a tear, but I can repair that by gluing it. I think that would make a great pocket right here on this one. I should have put this on first and then glued the pom-poms over it. That's okay. We'll do it like this. That first one was sturdier, and I don't want to make it too awfully heavy because it's going on a cardstock page. This isn't a Christmas image. It wasn't a Christmas story, but she's wearing a red nightgown, cuddling a puppy, So we can pretend that she got a puppy for Christmas. Maybe she did. It's called A Home of His Own, so maybe that puppy found his way to her house. Her daddy bought it for her for Christmas or something. It does look Christmassy, that's all I care about. There aren't a lot of fine details to cut around, so I should be able to get this cut without too much fussing. It is raining, raining, raining all day today. This is kind of why I just gave up on trying to pretend I was on vacation, because my vacation was supposed to be capped off by going to the Windmill, that market where they have Amish baked goods, and it used to be more flea market-y than it is now. But that's where I get my Concord grapes in the fall. And yeah, it's just raining all day, so we're not going. It's only open on Saturdays. And I was so disappointed. I was willing to go in the rain because it has 3 big buildings. You'd have to walk in the rain to get to the buildings, but then you'd be in the buildings for a while. But then there are other little buildings and you have to walk outside. It's like an avenue of shops, but you're outside between shops. So I understand why they didn't want to go. I was going with my sisters, and my brother-in-law was going to drive us, like he has for the last couple of years, few years. So anyway, I was just so disappointed. I was really disappointed. I'm going to glue her above the braid part because I don't want what you stick in there to get caught on that. So I think she'll be fine just sitting atop of that. And I don't know where I'm going to get my Concord grapes. We can try again in 2 weeks. My brother-in-law is busy next weekend, but I don't know how long the grapes last. There's a cider mill locally where I buy my apples for apple pie. And they usually have some Concord grapes, but they're never as good as the ones I get up there. Maybe I'll have to go see. They stop having them pretty early, so I don't know if they still have them. I haven't even stopped there to buy apples or anything this year. It's a cider mill at a roller rink. I've known the family for many, many years. They used to go to our church, the church that I used to go to. We've been at the roller rink lots of times. I buy my apples there every year. And my kids love the cider that they make right there. I'm not a cider drinker. So that's 2 pockets. I need 1 for this. I think the colors on this go well with that. My dad went into the ER this week because he's just been going downhill for a long time, and his appointments keep getting postponed, and he's 88 years old. He will be 88 next week. And it's so frustrating that they keep canceling his appointments, postponing them, including his cataract surgery. I just made a mess with the glue, so I'm going to put something decorative right there in that corner. So that was part of what, I took my dad to his appointment yesterday. He spent one night in the hospital. He ran a bunch of tests, and then they let him go home, but I had to take him to the clinic yesterday so he could get established with a new doctor, GI doctor, and get some stuff scheduled. And they scheduled some labs for him right then, which I could take him to yesterday, while we were there, so we did that. So, I don't mind helping my dad. I'm glad that I'm here to help them. That is not a problem. But it was just not on my schedule of things to do for vacation, But I'm always glad to help them. And I did have some great things going on. I had my daughter and her family here for supper one night, and went to have lunch with my son at a local restaurant one afternoon. So I had some family time. I think I need to go get some more red cardstock for backing papers. I don't know where it is. I bought a whole pack. Where did I put it? No, I didn't just buy a whole pack. Well, I will do that. I will back this onto red cardstock and put that there. I know I have a pack that I bought not too long ago, but I'm not seeing it right now. It's around somewhere. Now, my friend Virginia, who you may remember, passed away, and her daughter sent me some more stuff because she had been collecting more stuff to send me. She sent me a packet of this, and it said, oh, look at that. Oh, it's another wonderful page. This feels like it's heavier, like it was on a part of a cover, but it's from the same book. Okay, I'll use that too. Anyway, she sent me these, and it said, Diane, I thought maybe you could use these, and I thought they were perfect for this Raggedy Ann Christmas journal because her stories are full of these little woodland, look at, oh, the little pom-pom hats on his ears. Anyway, it's Mr. Squirrel's Christmas Party for party place cards, table, or window decorations. These are replicas of the antique original. And look at, even the ladybugs are reminiscent of creatures that are in the Raggedy Ann books. So these are perfect. So I'm definitely going to try to use these. Let me look through here to see if there are pages that need stenciling. Someone asked me, after I showed my new blending brushes, asked me to show how they work. Here's one. Now, I do have just a couple of Christmas stencils, but I didn't like them for the Raggedy Ann journals. They didn't have the right feel. So I'm just using geometrics. I use the squares on the first page, and I thought maybe I was thinking of the stripes, but I want red stripes because their legs are red and white striped. But I already did red on the first page. So I'll just do this one. Maybe I want to go for a teal. I have faded jeans and broken china. And my distress inks. Those are the distress inks, not the distress oxide ink. But this one is Lost Lagoon, and that might be the right color, or this one. Let's see which one matches. That one is pretty green. This one is Bermuda Bay. Stampin' Up. That's the right color. So I'm using the large brush because this isn't the very biggest one, but it's one of the big ones. Because it's a big surface that I'm using, and I'm not going to fill in the whole thing. Get glue on my fingers and then fibers of threads get stuck in there. So I'm going to rub it into the ink pad. And it's pretty strong when you first put it down on paper. So you start it off the paper and work in a circular motion, and then you can bring it onto the paper. And I'm just kind of wandering around on the page, not filling it in completely. Well, that's pretty filled in. I wandered a lot, but that's okay because it's pale enough that you can definitely write over it. And I usually will do the same pattern on the other side, even though they won't be next to each other in the book. So you just move around in a circular motion, and with these brushes the color starts out stronger and then fades, and it creates a really lovely effect on your stencil. If you were curious, I don't know if the person that asked the question was curious about the difference between these and those, because I said these don't work as well. I can try to use these on the next page maybe. And what I did on the other one was, if I can find it, here it is. I have this stencil from Tim Holtz. It has the dots and the X's, and I liked the X's that looked like stitches on a rag doll. So I used that too. I have black soot, and I used one of the little brushes for this. Oh, here it is. So just one of these little ones, because I'm just doing a little tiny area. But even though I'm using a little brush, I could still, the X's are so close together, I could still move into the next X and leave remnants. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm using this edge one where these holes are off of the page, and over here there's a border, so I'm not going to go off of that onto the page. So I'm just going to stencil some X's and pretend that they are stitches on the rag dolls. And then flip it over and do it on this side. I use this edge with paint, so it's stained with paint. I am looking for some stamps. This one is big. I don't know if I'll use it in this journal. It's supposed to be a Christmas journal, so I don't want it. I don't want the Raggedy Ann stuff. I mean, it is going to be full of Raggedy Ann stuff, but that's kind of big, so I don't know if I'll use it, but I do have this one that would be cute here. I have a teddy bear in a Christmas stocking. This is a really old Stampin' Up! One. $2,000. I may have just shifted it. Nope, that's not bad. A Merry Christmas stamp. Okay. Now, where did you come from? I think you were here. Look at all the blue on this page, so it goes well. This is a scrap. So let's try that one of the other brushes on this scrap. I'll do the little dots on this, and I'll use a green. I have garden green if it's not too dark. I'll just do a little bit. Now, I'm going to start off the page again and then come on to this. It's working okay. I think when I'm trying to do a larger page, I notice that it just doesn't seem to work as well. It doesn't hold as much ink and it doesn't spread it as smoothly, but it seems to be working fine now because I'm trying to show you the difference between the two. want to make sure I use the Christmas stamps that I got at the flea market this past summer. And this is one of them. I used the larger Christmas bulb one in the other journal, in the Swedish one. Sometimes this ink shows through, but it's not very much at all. I don't know if I want to stencil this one. It's the stationery, computer stationery. Okay, now on this little paper that I just did, I think this would be a fun place to put some of those little animals that Virginia sent me. Like that one would be adorable. I'm sorry, I'm not talking. I try not to say too many things, and sometimes I know I jabber. I've been watching quite a bit of YouTube this week, though. Junk journals or not junk journals. And I did some Christmas shopping on Amazon. I always ask my family to send me their wish list. So I got some of my shopping done, and some of it has arrived already. So I can start wrapping presents whenever I want to. So he can be a little tuck spot here, and he can also be very, very adorable. And these can go on the other side. I won't take the time to cut them, but they're going to go on. Well, I have two other signatures to do, so maybe it'll go on a different signature. Let's see. And the owls can go on another one. Okay, I have enough for all three signatures. This ladybug is going to have to go on something. Well, I'm not going to cut them right now. Oh, they'll look cute on that. I'm going to put the ladybug there. This is probably too tall. Well, I could trim the bottom of it off. I might do that. I didn't trim it off until I decide that's where I want to put it. And these guys, I could cut this. Oh, look, he's got a jingle bell hanging off his tail. But if I cut that, it would cut into her. So I think I'll leave that. Maybe I can use it somewhere else or in a different journal. I think I need to find places for these things. Some of the things can be tucked into pockets, like I have, and this, I need a place for this. I have this postcard that it's not really a postcard. 1928, that's from Dear Darling, if you're something happy away from me, as unhappy away from me as I am this Christmas, and as I share the Christmas day, you're going, I don't know, it's too hard to read. Too hard to figure out while you're watching. So I have this to put in a pocket. I have cards, recipe cards to put in a pocket. And this cute little thing. It's a little Christmas card too. But these things I would like to add right onto the page. Pieces of the vintage gift wrap. I want to make sure I use some of it. Maybe this can go in here. I can back that with cardstock. I'm sorry. I do that to you all the time. because I'm sitting next to my tripod and I angle my camera, but I don't angle it all the way over here. That's just precious. I think I'd like to stamp a little something behind it though, like a flourish or something. Let me see what I can find real quick. I lost one of my acrylic blocks. So I always have to use one that's a little big for when I need that size. I'll have to see if I can find one. This is one of the Stampin' Up! Ones, the older ones that don't stick. They're supposed to stick, but they don't. So they changed it. Now they're really super sticky. So I think I want to have a little bit coming off here. That's cute. It does take away more of your journaling space, but it's worth it, don't you think? Oh, I haven't even been paying attention to the time. I've just been having fun. So after I glue this little guy down, I think we're done for the day. But I'm really glad you came and hung out with me on this very rainy day. And I'm having fun on this journal. Because I love Raggedy Ann, and I love using these adorable, cute little critters that I found. So I hope you'll come back to see the next video. Let me gather everything together here. Put them in their cover. And you could see by stuff I've been showing you that I still have a lot of things I want to put in here, so we're nowhere near done. But it's a start. Isn't it cute? It's going to be a fun journal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.